a job you have or jobs that you have, helping care for siblings or grandparents. I think those are things that are important to do. Another big mistake in the students' essays is using that essay just to tell us about all their extracurriculars again. I can see that list. Use the essay to tell me something that I don't know about you. I think that's a really important thing to do. Um,
Um, the question here is, since Oberlin is most competitive, do you advise early decision or regular admission pool? And how does demonstrated interest factor into admissions process at Oberlin?
that's a great question. Oberlin is a a selective institution. We admit about 35% of our applicants each year. That's very different if I just look at our international applicants versus our domestic applicants. Those numbers are very different. Um, Early decision is the only way to tell us that this is where I want to be more than any other school. And so if you know Oberlin is the top choice, apply early decision. The early decision admit rate for our international students is still very low. And it's because we are a need-aware institution. We will provide that full funding, but we can't do it for every great student. Um, for students who need a full scholarship and who can pay almost nothing, our international admit rate is under 1%. We will admit amazing students, but we can only admit a limited number of them. Um, Demonstrated interest can help if you have attended a virtual session we did. Um, if you reach out to us, that's great, but that might not necessarily help if the rest of the application is not competitive. But I would say if you know that Oberlin's where you want to be, apply early decision. Absolutely.
Right. Thank you so much. I think we have just
Sure.
1 minute to go. So I'm very excited that Oberlin College is a need-aware institution whereby they consider student financial need. So this
Yes.
is awesome opportunity for students who may not necessarily have that, you know, amount of money to pay,
Correct.
and they have what it takes to be a part of your student body. So
Yes.
thank you so much. We appreciate the fact that you have, spoken so well all around your
Oh,
academic, as well as your financial support, as
oh,
well
it's my
as
pleasure.
students. All right, we have my senior colleague from Abuja.
Yes.
Auntie Shade, please roll out.
Hi, I just want to ask, what's your favorite place on campus? I've had a couple of students come to Oberlin, just been curious, I've been on campus, but for you, what's your favorite place? And if you could also mention one tradition you love
Sure.
at Oberlin, that would be a
Sure.
great way to conclude.
Sure. So my favorite place on campus is in the main library. We have these chairs that we call womb chairs, WOMB. They essentially look like big eggs that are hollowed out. They spin and they're very comfortable. They're a little bit dark, so it's very easy to fall asleep in them while you're trying to do some reading. But it's an Oberlin tradition is to enjoy sitting in one of these chairs while you're in the library. We also have one in our admissions office. So every so often when people come through, they take pictures of them. Um, my favorite tradition absolutely is going to be the art rental program. So we have this amazing art museum with about 15,000 pieces in its collection, but we have a smaller part of the collection, maybe 400 pieces, that we actually rent to students each semester. So students can go in, they can pick something from this smaller collection and pay us $5 per piece. There is artwork in the collection by artists such as Pablo Picasso, um, Andy Warhol. These are people who have made artwork that sells for many millions of dollars. And for $5 US, we put it into a student's hands and we say, bring it back in 4 months. We have never had a painting destroyed. We have never had anything seriously damaged, and every single piece is returned every semester. And so it's a real fun thing, a fun way to decorate your room um, with with real art by real artists.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Joshua, I think it's time for us to wrap up. I don't know, do you
Yep.
have one last advice for students who may want to apply to Oberlin?
What I would say is, fill out your application, submit it, but please make sure to get in all the documents that we're asking for. And this is true not just of Oberlin, but everywhere. Know what documents are required of you, and please do your very best to get them in a timely manner. Um, because we want to have all that information when we're making a decision. And if you're missing your exam results, if you're missing financial aid documentation, we may have to make a decision without it. And typically, that decision will not be favorable. So just make sure you know what you have to submit, get it submitted on time.
Thank you so much. So for now, we have come to the end of today's showcase. So thank you once again, Joshua. That
My
was
pleasure.
an amazing presentation.
My pleasure. Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.